What did humans use as medicine before pharmacies existed, before hospitals, before doctors? Imagine getting a terrible headache, breaking a bone, or catching a deadly infection thousands of years ago. There were no painkillers, no antibiotics, no ambulances. So, what did ancient humans actually do? Surprisingly, some of their remedies were brilliant, others were terrifying, and one ancient treatment is still used by doctors today. Let's go back over 30,000 years. Early humans lived in a dangerous world. Every day was a fight to survive. A simple cut could become infected. A broken leg could mean death. Even a toothache could eventually kill you. Without modern medicine, people had only one option: use whatever nature provided. One of the earliest medicines was probably something you've walked past hundreds of times: plants. For thousands of years, humans experimented with leaves, roots, flowers, bark, and berries. Most didn't work. Some were poisonous, but every once in a while they found something amazing. One famous example is willow bark. Ancient people chewed it to reduce pain and fever. They had no idea why it worked, but thousands of years later, scientists discovered it contains a natural chemical related to the active ingredient that eventually led to aspirin. They accidentally discovered pain relief, long before chemistry even existed. Then there was honey. Today, it's mostly something we spread on toast, but ancient civilizations treated it like liquid gold. The Egyptians covered wounds with honey because they noticed cuts healed better when they used it. Modern science later confirmed they were onto something. Honey naturally helps slow the growth of many bacteria, while creating a protective barrier over wounds. A remedy discovered thousands of years ago is still used in certain medical settings today, but not every ancient treatment sounds so pleasant. If someone had a severe headache, some cultures believed the pressure needed to be released, so they performed a procedure called trepanation. Using stone tools, they carefully drilled or scraped a hole into the person's skull. It sounds impossible, but archaeologists have discovered thousands of ancient skulls with these holes. Even more shocking, many show clear signs of healing. That means the patient survived. No one knows exactly why the procedure was performed in every case. Some may have treated head injuries, others may have been linked to spiritual beliefs. Either way, people were performing skull surgery thousands of years before modern hospitals. Ancient humans also discovered that certain molds could help wounds heal. If that sounds familiar, it should. Thousands of years later, scientists discovered penicillin, the world's first antibiotic, came from a type of mold. Ancient people didn't understand bacteria, they simply noticed that certain molds seemed to help infections improve. Sometimes, observation was enough. Of course, not every remedy actually worked. Some were based entirely on superstition. Ancient Egyptians sometimes wore protective amulets to ward off disease. Romans believed certain charms could prevent illness. Other cultures mixed unusual ingredients into medicines simply because they believed they held magical powers. When people couldn't explain sickness, they often blamed angry spirits or curses. Treatments reflected those beliefs. One of the strangest medicines came from ancient Mesopotamia. Some healers combined herbs with prayers and rituals. To them, healing the body also meant healing the spirit. Today, it sounds unusual, but at the time, it made perfect sense. Then there were broken bones. Without x-rays, without casts, how did ancient humans deal with them? Archaeologists have discovered skeletons from thousands of years ago with perfectly healed fractures. This tells us something remarkable. People knew how to set broken bones. They created splints using sticks, bark, leather, or tightly wrapped cloth. Many patients recovered well enough to live for years afterward. It wasn't perfect, but it worked surprisingly often. Perhaps the most valuable medical knowledge came from watching animals. Humans noticed that sick animals sometimes ate specific plants. Others rubbed themselves against certain trees or rolled in particular types of mud. Some researchers believe these observations helped early humans discover useful medicines. Nature itself became their teacher. Over time, knowledge spread from generation to generation. Parents taught children. Healers taught apprentices. Entire civilizations built medical traditions long before written textbooks existed. The ancient Egyptians documented hundreds of treatments on papyrus scrolls. Traditional Chinese medicine developed thousands of years ago using herbs, acupuncture, and careful observation. In India, Ayurveda became one of the world's oldest systems of medicine, emphasizing diet, plants, and overall balance. Each civilization added new ideas. Some proved correct, others didn't. but every discovery brought humanity one step closer to modern medicine. Perhaps the biggest surprise is this. Many medicines sitting in pharmacies today have their roots in nature. Aspirin traces back to willow bark. Several cancer drugs were developed from plants. Many antibiotics came from fungi or bacteria found in the natural world. Even today, scientists continue searching rainforests, oceans, and deserts for new medicines hidden in nature, just like ancient humans once did. The difference is, now we have laboratories to explain why they work. Ancient people didn't have microscopes. They didn't know about viruses. They had never heard of bacteria or DNA. Yet through trial and error, generation after generation, they discovered remedies that sometimes saved lives. Some treatments failed, some were dangerous, but others became the foundation of medicine itself. It's incredible to think that thousands of years ago, someone picked a piece of tree bark to ease their pain, spread honey across a wound, or used a simple plant to fight illness, never realizing their discoveries would influence medicine for thousands of years to come.